Hey there everyone, this is Orion Shine, and I'm the director of The Legend of Zelda The Return. I am someone who found the internet and got really interested at an early age, made a ton of mistakes, and am trying to correct them as best I can by actually making things of quality if I can. Hopefully I'm making some progress in that. I found the fanfiction on this thing called TV Tropes. I'm what's called a troper. TV Tropes is this great wiki that is full of every single story ever, no matter what the medium. And it's about taking the aspects of stories, the different tropes, and naming them, and then categorizing everything. It's really fun. It's a great way to find new stuff you love. It's a great way to analyze different mediums. And one of the cool things they have for everything is most somewhat big things have their own fanfic recommendation page where you can look and someone just has to recommend something and then other people will comment on it. And this one that had a ton of reviews under The Legend of Zelda was The Legend of Zelda The Return by Rosemula. And I read it years ago, I think like 2 or 3, and I really enjoyed it. And then I recently went back and I realized I had to read it again because I just loved it. And I realized I really wanted to do something with it. Why an audiobook? Great question. Okay, this is going to be kind of embarrassing. So I'm not going to name names or give my username on it or whatever. A while ago, a little over a year, I believe, I tried making my first audio project, and I did 2 at the same time. I was starting a third. Terrible idea. And actually, I think I almost did 4 at the same time. God, I was an idiot. And I called them all radio plays, which was a bad idea because I got them casted, I got stuff together, and then I realized I had a problem. I don't actually know how to edit audio pretty much at all. I have no experience with it. I'm getting some now, working on this and working on my own podcast, but it's still not very much. So I said I gave it up. I said I'm not doing this. It's not my thing. I'm not a director. I'm not doing it. And then I read The Legend of Zelda The Return again and realized, fuck, I have to try. So I made it very clear from the beginning that this is an audiobook, not a radio play. Now, a lot of people wouldn't know the difference. The difference being, this will have no background music. If you notice in any of the episodes, there's never any background music. There's never any sound effects or anything like that. This is people reading out the fanfic. And while I might change the fanfic a little bit just to make it sound less monotonous, I still keep true to what is happening in the book. So I'm not... The difference is, if it's a radio play, there would be no narration, or there'd be less narration. I know it's a fine point, but it's the difference between this being done and this never being done. Because, trust me, if this was a radio play, it would not have seen the light of day. Well, it's time for me to be boring, because I use Audacity. I know that's probably the lamest answer I could have given to that question. But yeah, I use Audacity to edit this, and yeah, it's a terrible decision. But it's free, and I'm lazy. So, here's an interesting one. How do I look for my actors and actresses? Well, it's actually changed. With my earlier projects I mentioned, part of the problem was I only looked on Voice Actors Alliance, which is a great website. I do like it. But the problem is I'm not going to find all the actors I need. There are certain kinds of roles that are pretty much guaranteed you're going to get someone good for it. And I did on those. And I did on this one as well. But there are some roles that are quite hard to fill on there. And that's why, starting with this project, I'm also using this website called Star Now, which I always get at least a couple people from that whenever I'm doing a session of casting for The Return. So far, you'd notice Bruiser, his actor, and the actress for Malin are both from Star Now, as well as the actress for 3 of the Sages. I can't remember right now. I'm very sorry to all of you. I remember one of them is Impa, but the others are escaping me right now. I'm so sorry. Usually, when I'm looking for voice actors, I have a bit of a process. I first look through all of them, and I rate them in iTunes. The way it works is, if someone's mic quality is really bad, or it's incredibly obvious that they have no idea how to act at all, and they're just reading things off a page or anything like that, or they just do a voice that's completely not what I'm looking for, I give them 2 stars, which is an automatic, no, sorry, you're not getting the part. If they're able to read it at least competently, do some acting, and the mic quality is good enough, then it will get a 3. And then a 4 is either you are really good acting. It's mostly just you're really good, or your voice fits perfectly. And a 5 is both. And I've only really had a couple 5s in The Return. I'm just gonna say right off, Sarah Golding as Zelda got a 5 and was cast immediately after I heard her audition. I'm sorry to everyone who auditioned with Zelda, but I did listen to all yours, and I'm sorry she won. And yeah, that's basically what am I really looking for in auditions previously in the future. I'm looking for a combination. You need to be able to act. I know that sounds weird because a lot of people think they can act, and I want to be mean, but you need to know how to act. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I guess, and I'm not talking about like movie or TV acting. I mean, you need to be doing like theater acting. Some people call it hammy and overacting, but that's what I'm looking for a lot of the time, or genuine, like Sarah. And also, I generally try to cast people who fit the voice the best. Like, some person might be a little bit of a better actor, but if the other person just perfectly sounds like that character, then I gotta cast him. Ooh, now this is a good question. Who is the easiest to cast? I think I already mentioned. Probably Zelda, honestly. I heard Sarah's audition, and bam. If I can think of anyone else, I guess the other easiest one was Impa, because there was one person who auditioned, and she was very good. And yeah, the harder ones to cast are when I've got a lack of talent to... I only get a couple auditions, and I'm like, ooh, this is a little tough. I'd say with that, casting Link was a little hard, but Michael ended up winning. He definitely deserved that. Casting Dark Link, really quickly, was also incredibly easy. He was the first Dark Link I got, and immediately I heard it went, this dude just got cast. This guy is perfect. See, gotta think. Hard ones, I guess Navi was a little hard. That one was a bit difficult. Not many people auditioned. Those are harder ones. I guess Raru. Raru was very hard. I had like no one for a while. Most people who were auditioning were just not that good. Like, there was one person who I could tell was supposed to be a good actor, but he was doing this really weird old man voice where it was really high pitched. It was obviously a comedic attempt, and Raru isn't supposed to be fun. He's not supposed to be a funny, don't trick old man, oh listen to me. He's not supposed to be the judge from Ace Attorney. He's supposed to be quite, serious. And yeah, I was like gonna have to cast that guy because he was the best one I had. And then out of nowhere, someone from Star Now, on like the day of casting, someone sent in one, and yeah, he was far and away better. Ooh, any favorite moments? I got a couple. I would say, I believe episode 2 or 3. I know it's funny that I can't remember episodes, but because I'm the director, I'm about to go back and listen to all of them fresh, and I hope that will improve things in the future. But my favorite moments, either episode 2 or 3, is a part where Zelda yells out. And that was the moment I was like, I am so glad I cast. Like, I had to show people I knew, like, hey, I have her in my project. How jelly are you? Because that was some amazing acting. Actually, another one would be Navi. Navi as at the end of episode 4, I believe episode 4, where she has this part where she puts her hand on Link's head and is able to diagnose him, basically. And the way the actress delivered it was perfect. Like, I like her generally, her thing of Navi, but the thing is, it fits very well, but it's also very Navi. But that was the part where Navi was hilarious. That it was like, yep, Navi's funny. And I was really glad she nailed that. Any other favorite moments? None off the top of my head, though I'm pretty sure there are a couple times Michael's made me laugh my ass off. And I love it whenever Wooten, who does Dark Link, whenever he sends me in his little rants are pretty funny. I actually have another one I'm going to be putting up quite soon. Ooh, this is an interesting question. What can we expect in the future? Well, you can expect flying cars. I'm just joking. Flying cars are ridiculous and stupid. Let's see. What can we actually expect in the future? Well, obviously, I'm going to continue doing this. I'm looking forward. I'm not exactly sure when it will happen, but very soon I'm going to be casting for a couple other positions. One of which, actually not one, two of which are huge. I mean it. Like, these are some big deals we're casting, and they're going to be major characters throughout. And I can't wait to see who I get to cast for those. I'm really, really excited for who I can get. What else? Oh, I don't know if I should say this. I got permission from the creator of a little webcomic called Friendship is Dragons, which is a pony thing. So if you don't like ponies, don't give a fuck. But the creator of Friendship is Dragons, this great webcomic, very dark. It's a Darts and Droids thing for MLP. I asked him if I could make an audio production of it, and he said yes. Now I do want to do it. The problem is time. Right now I'm doing this project here that you all know of. I have a regular podcast. I write my own fan fiction. I have school. I have a lot of things going on. Oh, and I'm trying to start my own review show, which is in the process. And so I have a lot going on. So while I really want to do a Friendship is Dragons things, and I might cast it soon, I don't know if I'll be doing it right now, kind of thing. Like it might be a little further in the future. Yeah, thank you for showing up and listening to my ramblings. I'm really glad Michael put this together. I'm again really glad I cast him. He's incredibly punctual. He's a great voice actor, and I know I'm brown nosing my own actor, which is weird, but dude, he totally deserves it. All my actors deserve it. They're all great. I love my cast. I love doing this show. I actually love doing the editing. That's actually really glad. I'm really glad that this interview is going to be edited by Michael, so he has to put up with all that horrible stuff. But honestly, I love doing this project, and I'm glad that there are people out there who actually seem to like it. You do not know how happy I am that someone listens to something like that. So I'll see you guys sometime soon with the next episode. Bye.